You call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello you degenerate fucks, and welcome to the Degenerate Gambler. It's Thursday the 21st September. I'm recording Thursday this week because there was a lot of championship games on, so I don't like recording on a Wednesday when there's still games to play. Sort of affects maybe some of your selections, but look, we're back with another episode. I'll go over last week's bets, give you some stats, and give you this week's bets. Last week, very unlucky. I did that strange thing where I picked 6 selections. I did 2 points, which a tenner, 2 points on 5 of them, and I did 1.5 on all 6 of them. Unfortunately for me, one of the team that I had in the 6 was in the 5 too, which was Dundee. They drew 1 each. But excuse me, I'll have a quick look over that bet. So I had Exeter. They won, Preston won, Ipswich won, Swindon won, and then Wrexham won, and then Dundee. Now the Dundee match, bit of bad luck. They conceded an equaliser, and then they had a man sent off. So, to keep 11 men, did they win that game? Maybe. But again, it's another bet, and I've moaned about this a few times. Bets that I've done where there's at least one game with a player sent off. So, very unlucky, but look, what are you going to do? Overs bet wasn't great, so Fulham Luton was beat, Huddersfield Rotherham was beat, Newport Barrow, Crawley Tranmere, Hartlepool Woking. I think it was 1 or 2 of them up, but look, it wasn't a great week for the overs. But when we get to the stats, we'll see it was a pretty bad week for overs. It was a good week for favourites, so I'll get that in a minute. Because Sunday, I'm not gonna go into too much about Sunday because Sunday was a bad day. I had 3 bets and they were all chinned. So, what are you gonna do? It wasn't a good day. So yeah, as I say, Sunday wasn't great. What are you gonna do? The stats. Let's look at the stats. So there was only right down to the National League. There was no National League North or South. I think because it was the first preliminary round of the FA Cup. So there was 10 games in the Premier League and 12 in all the other leagues. So in the Premier League, 7 favourites won, 2 draws, 1 outsider. Championship, this is crazy. I had to check this twice. 9 favourites won in the Championship, 2 draws, 1 outsider. League 1, 7 favourites, 4 draws, 1 outsider. League 2 was the same, 7 favourites, 4 draws, 1 outsider. National League, only 4 favourites, 3 draws, 5 outsiders. So in total, that was 34 favourites, 15 draws, and 9 outsiders. And that was out of 58 games, which worked out at 58%. So pretty high. Pretty high. Move on to the overs. As I said, it wasn't great. So again, 10 games in the Premier League, 12 in all the others. 5 over, 5 not Premier League. Championship, 5 over, 7 not in Championship. In League 1, 3 over, 9 not. In League 2, 5 over, 7 not. In the National League, 4 over, 8 not, which was 24 over and 34 not, 41%. The both to score was Premier League 6 and 6, 6 yes, 6 no. Championship 5 yes, 7 no. League 1 6 yes, 6 no. League 2 9, so it was pretty good. 9 were both to score and 3 weren't. In the National League, 3 both to score, 9 not. So that was actually 29 and 29. So it was exactly 50%. So yeah, look, there should have been a bet out there. I was unlucky, and I'm sure a few people did get bets up with 60% basically if teams winning. So that takes us to this week's bet or bets. So I'll run through it quickly, and then I will go back for some reasonings. So, first team is Leicester. Leicester at home to Bristol City at 8-11. That's 1.73. Juve is the next team. They're away to Sassuolo 4-5. That's 1.8. Nats County are at home to Forest Green 8-15. That's 1.53. Wickham, but it's draw no bet, and they're away to Charlton at 5-4, 2.25. And then lastly, Linfield away to Loughgall at 2-5. Might actually be 4-9 now. That's 1.4. So that works out at 14-1. If the draw no bet comes up, and if the draw, it'll be 5-1. So I'll get like 60 odd quid back. So kind of thinking, I was going to back Wickham, but I'm a bit worried. But looking into that, so looking at the teams, Leicester, look, Bristol City's going well as well. But Leicester have sort of kicked into form to me. They're sitting second in the league. Bristol City are 7th, so doing well. There's only 6 points, 7 points difference. And Leicester's home form isn't amazing. They've only played 3 games. Most teams have played 4. Some have played 5. They've got 2 wins and a defeat. And Bristol City away from home have got two wins and a draw. But I just think Leicester are the bigger team. They're the better team. They should win that game. Next, as I say, I went to Italy, which was Juve. Juve started the season really well, sitting second, 2 points behind Inter. Sassuolo are 17th. They've only got 3 points from 4 games. At home, they've had 1 win, 1 draw, or 1 win, 1 loss. Sassuolo, and Juventus have won both their away games. Next, Nats County started really well in League 2 after getting promoted. Currently second in the league, and they are 1 point behind Gillingham. Forest Green haven't started well at all. They're 21st, only 7 points. At home, Nats County have 3 games, 9 points. Again, they've played less than everybody else. Some teams have played 5, some have played 4. They've played 3 and won 3. Forest Green have actually got a decent away record. That's where they've got most of their points. They've got 7. But again, my thinking there is just that Nats County are on a really good run, doing well towards the top of the table. Then I go on to the Wickham one. Wickham are away to Charlton, right? So Wickham are actually 9th, joint with the playoffs, and Charlton are away down 17th. So the form Wickham have been in, I would sort of fancy them anyway. They're top of the table on form. They're 13 points out of the last 5 games, and Charlton have 4. Wickham's away form, again, 2 wins and a defeat in the 3 games they've played. Charlton's home form, 2 wins, 2 defeats in the 4 that they've played. So look, this game could be a draw. It could. And I almost bet them. They're 4-6. So if you don't like that selection, they're 4-6 plus a goal, or double chance, whatever you want to call it. But that would be Wickham on the draw. It's 4-6. So, you could. It's a bit less price, but obviously you've got the draw, whereas I don't. But I do fancy them. So it was just a way to sort of, it's a big price if they don't win. And they get a draw. My bet would have been beat, but this time it's not. So anyway, lastly then, Linfield, my local team, currently sitting second in the league. Loughgall are actually doing really well. They're 6th, only 5 points behind Linfield, but Linfield are historically the biggest team in that league. They're 9 points away from home from 4 games, and Loughgall have only got 1 point at home all season. Loughgall have actually got 10 points away from home. So travelling to Windsor, I don't think they'll get a result. So as I say, in total that's 14-1, 5-1. It's 5.6-1 or something with the draw no bet. So I would get like 66 quid back or something like that if it's a draw. So lastly, then I'll move on to the overs, and again I pick this the same way I always pick it: who's in form, who's scoring goals. So I'm just going to run through this quickly. Norwich versus Plymouth 8-13, that's 1.62. Bolton versus Peterborough 17-20, 1.85. Sutton versus MK Dons 4-5, that's 1.8. Chorley Scunthorpe 4-5, that's 1.8. And Hampton and Richmond versus Yeovil 19-20, that's 1.95. So in total, I think that only came to about 17, 18 to 1. Not the biggest prices, but I'm just picking on the phone. Midweek, so it's not a huge midweek. So there's Tuesday night. There's 12 National League games. There's 7 in the AFL Cup, 4 in the AFL Trophy. French League 1 game, French League 2 games, 9 of them. Serie A 1 game, Northern Ireland Premier League 3, Scottish League Cup 1 game, La Liga there's 2 games. There's a game in the Swiss Super League, and also in the Turkish Super League. Wednesday something similar, 9 EFL games, 6 Serie A, 3 in Holland, 3 more Scottish League Cup, 5 in La Liga, 3 in Switzerland, and 1 in Turkey. And Thursday again, I think there's 1 Serie A game or something, 1 in Holland, 3 in La Liga, 2 in Switzerland, and 1 in Turkey again. So it's not a huge midweek, but you know, there's enough for probably a bet or two over the week. So yeah, look, that's pretty much it. A short episode today. I say there was less stats, and I didn't go into much detail on my Sunday bets because when they're shite, they're shite. You know, that is what it is. All I can do is just keep plugging away and doing what I'm doing, and hopefully that I get a bit of luck and get 1 or 2 bets up in this week or next week, because that'll be the end of another month, and I don't want another month of losing money. Even though last month it was only a small amount, but you know, I'm in this to make money. So anyway, that's it for today. So just leaves me to say, if you are doing a bet, good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.